So those of you guys watching, the Supergirl movie that's coming out June 2026 is based off of this book. This is where all the inspiration comes from. Anna Nagaria took this book and added her own little flavor to for the screenplay, and we'll see what that turns out to be. Now, don't expect the movie to be a carbon copy of this book. There will be some changes, and that's why it'll be new for all of us. Even after we read this book, we're still look forward to watching the movie to see the differences.
This reading gives us somewhat of an idea,
Yeah.
but not necessarily full on beat for beat.
So if there's something that you like or dislike about this book, you may like or dislike it in the actual movie.
Yes. So, chapter 1: Men, Women, and Dogs. Let us begin.
My father, whose name I will not record here, for I do not wish it learned, did not die a dignified or honorable death. A criminal and a half, a liar, who at that time identified himself as Krem and claimed the Yellow Hills as his place of origin, stabbed him through with his coppice blade. Krem had come upon our rock farm the day before, requesting shelter and a meal, which he was granted by my kind and godly family. After he woke in the morning, he got into words with my father on the subject of our new king. These words were ended when Krem unsheathed his weapon. My dear father was unarmed. It vexed me at the time that Krem left his blade within the body, for in truth, it was a finely crafted sword. Worthy, I would think, of even the knights of the old mist. I could testify that it is not lodged so deep within the chest cavity that it could not be removed with alacrity even in the moment of murder. If a child, which I was at the time, despite my many protests to the contrary, could claim the weapon with a simple tug, what was it that prevented Krem from rescuing it? I had meant to ask him and even had the question on my tongue when Supergirl and I eventually found the filthy man and he was begging for his life with tears in his eyes. But Supergirl delivered the fatal blow and Krem fell dead to the ground before I could get it out. And so it remains a mystery to this day. But I am riding ahead of myself as I tend to do, but should not. Allow me then to continue the more traditional path of storytelling to better illuminate our beginnings in order that you might understand our ends. I am blessed by Crying Anne with 6 brothers, all of whom are elder to me. And that evening at the Inn's feast, they were all yelling mad at one another, each one with a plan of vengeance. But having spent enough of my days watching pigs squabble over their own castle of mud, I knew what was show and what was not. It was a noble sort of bluster, but nonetheless, each of them understood the outcome before the voice had been raised. Krem of the Yellow Hills was likely a king's agent sent here to test us, for even in the plans where the king is loved, there may be doubters. Plains, I'm sorry. As our cherished father had adaptly demonstrated, offending his king's agent was the start of a quick journey to the grave. Better to whine and buck at the farm than to leave and have your head spiked. So whine and buck they did. And when they were done, all agreed that everything should be left to the divine. They would stay here and tend to the rocks. I, however,
And may I ask where you are going in the midst of the fine moonlight, Ruth, my darling one?
oh, I'm Ruth for the narration and for the characters. All right, okay. I did not expect to see you, Mother. I hope that the death of my father has not caused you poor dreams.
You are mighty young to be seeking through the world hoping for blood. Maybe you should listen to your brothers and sit and wait for amends to come.
If I was going to sit and wait for the impossible, I'd sit and wait for Daddy to rise up from our good son and hold me once again. But I am not inclined to that direction.
Well, take your late father's mount. He is an ordinary one, and I don't feel like caring for him. I got enough troubles.
I confess, I had not ever left the confines of our heart before, and I never would have expected to be full of fear and caution that night. But in truth, all that existed within me was anger. An anger at the thousand fates for allowing Krem to kill my father. An anger at myself for not yet having brought that degenerate scruff to his knees.
So, you tracked the king's agent across the plains to here, to the well tower. And you need someone to tote you over those mighty barricades and help you kill the poor ox. Even if it was feasible, wouldn't be cheap.
I did not come to you because I thought you would be cheap. I came to you, sir, because good folks tell me you are the most ruthless bounty hunter inside the city walls, and I have the need of a ruthless man. See here? If you examine his sword, you will find it of high quality and worth. As I have traveled, many well-practiced smiths have offered me the sky for it, but I have no need for the sky.
No, you need for a ruthless man.
He blade will provide it to you when I witness the death of Krem on the Yellow Hills. Whether that it is to your satisfaction or not, I would appreciate a reply as rapidly as you are able. For every moment that passes that Krem breathes the air above pains me like a wound that will not heal.
Then let us say it is agreed, but not exactly on your terms, child. I will take the weapon, it is quite lovely, and I will get your man by my word. You'll return home, glad in knowing that your wound has been seen by an expert and treated with both compassion and grace.
You are unintelligibly mistaking and presuming an invite into my negotiation when no such offer has been preferred. If you return my sword, I will explain to you the need for the specifics of my proposal and why compromise is entirely unworkable.
From your speaking, I see you're well educated for a young one from the plains. But let me give you one additional, rather vital lesson that perhaps your teachers have not yet covered. Please listen close. Stop! Now remember that. And don't worry, none while you're remembering. Your king's agent will suffer at my feet. Supergirl.
Wait, stop.
My Zerm. Have I been uninformed? Is today the festival of impertinent females? Remove your hand or I shall remove your fingers.
What? Just stop for a second. Look, we're gonna take the sword and give it back to just her. You just go away, okay? And we won't fight because it's my birthday.
I have neither time nor patience for foolery. If you have gods, perhaps take a moment to express your respect for their benevolence, as you shall soon be meeting them eye to eye.
Don't be mad. I'm 21 now. Official. Which means it's okay. It's the truth and the justice and the American way.
You have had your warning.
No, don't do that. That's stupid.
Now, I shall have your blood.
Shit. You're still doing it. Stop. Stop. Just wait a minute. God, please.
A surrender. Wise. Perhaps you do not wish to greet your lords this day.
No, no, no. I just don't want to waste any of this stuff you got because I don't have any more of your weird ones. I don't steal because it's wrong, even if it is my birthday and I deserve it.
What is this madness?
Okay, it's done. You can keep going, but you know it's probably going to hurt.
You dare?
Clap.
Oh shit! Got the stupid red sun. You have to hurt too.
That's only the beginning of your pain, for I will not be turned buffoon by some woman.
Clap. Oh, is that me? Oh, okay. You speak often of this sheep, especially when your agony becomes acute. This is your husband?
I'm gonna throw up. Sorry.
You may give your best effort, but it seems to me you must have expurgated any foodstuffs you had been carrying by now.
I wasn't wearing this. You're not supposed to see it.
Though I have been raised in the company of 6 brothers, I am not unaccustomed to other women's undergarments. Though I concede yours are certainly unique in their color and their ornament. Here, I have cleaned the floor enough.
Wait, who are you?
Am Ruth Mariel Knoll, and I'm a witness to your skill and bravery. I would like to hire you to kill Krem of the Yellow Hills, the cheating king's agent who slew my father and left him in the dirt. Have you interest in such an arrangement? Please take your time. I can wait. Me? Okay. Perhaps you do not understand the worth of the weapon, though I would hope the bounty's interest in procuring it through noble means would be evident enough.
I'm sure it's very nice. Where I'm from, I don't need swords. Sorry.
Piss and posh! Everyone needs a sword. I once saw my virtuous father attacked by a 6-legged monogriff. And he'd not had his sword, he would not long have had his life.
Sweetie, you're very persuasive, I'm sure, but you should work on someone else. I'm not staying. It was my birthday. I needed a red. Came here to drink. I did. Now I'm going home. People need me there, not as a hunter. me? Okay. Bye. Best of luck. Don't kill people. It's bad.
Had I let her go, our lives would have gone on the separate and the unique paths with such little consideration for the other. Supergirl would undoubtedly have returned to her prodigious adventures, protecting those in need as she lived up to her own well-earned values. And I would have continued in my hunt for the damnable Krem of the Yellow Hills, eventually confronting him face to face. Where based upon my later experiences, I do wager would have taken my life and danced with a great mirth over my fallen body. Had I let her go, which I did not. As I went, I could feel the jardones ripping at my skin, testing and tasting. Fortunately, there are a fearful lot this close to the shore, and my motion in the swim was enough to convince them to hold off a swarm. Tuckered out, I'd be an easier meal, which was all the motivation I needed to keep my arms and legs pumping. The most cumbersome obstacle was Krem's sword hanging heavy from my belt, dragging against the sea as I pushed forward. It was tempted on a number of occasions to release the weapon and allow it to descend peacefully into the deep blue. But I managed to remain and remind myself each time that if I held my father's last blood and the sea floor was not its caping destination. Eventually and thankfully, I reached the shore. The bum and scratch off the sand on my feet felt like a baptism, and I welcomed it as a babe welcomes the smile of a kindly priest. Now I'm quiet, but I am not silent. Under a yellow sun, Supergirl surely would have heard me coming and begged me off. But at the time, she was deprived of the senses that provoke envy among gods. And I was able to backtrack her back to where I could only describe as the indescribable.
What are you doing? You're not supposed. I've already started the all over. You have to move away or you can get really hurt. Ruthie, are you listening? Ruthie.
My apologies. I'm perplexed by the machine from which you have emerged just now while clothed in your undergarments.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
I can't make out the top one.
I'm not from here.
I'm not from here. It's
Like a horse.
it's like a horse I ride to get on. This is what I wear out there. You have to leave because the horse is going already and it kicks when it finally goes. I don't want you to get kicked, okay? Ruthie, I'm sorry, I've got to go and you do too, okay?
I would like to hire you to kill Krem of the Yellow Hills, the cheating king's agent who slew my father and left him in the dirt. Have you interest in such an arrangement?
You seem like a very nice girl, but I can't go with you to go off and kill someone. You don't know this about me, but I have a job, a very responsible job that I need to go back home and do. And the first rule of that job just happens to be don't kill me. But I understand your anger. It's hard to lose it. But you have to look for justice, not vengeance. You know, it's like my mother said. Life is about compassion, not feeling.
You understand? You don't understand a dang thing. I didn't lose somebody I lost, blessed father, who was my heart. I will never see him again. Not on my bridal day, not on any other. He's gone. All that flighty talk about compassion and fury, that's dandy if you're living on the ground. You will stand solid.
But I lost my world.
Now I understand. I didn't know the history then. I knew nothing about her growing up on a planet with friends and relations and seeing all of it go to dust. I didn't know that she had lost everything, only to gain.
I came here on my freaking birthday, so I wouldn't have to always think about
Invulnerability. But to be honest, I didn't know a lot back then. Ah! As it were.
A fine shot, Krem, worthy of Trey's assault on Misama.
Bounty tells me you're hiring people to kill me, girl. I have paid him well to help me find you. So that I might register my objections to your efforts.
That poor dog just followed his base instincts like it were due in times of unexpected strife. He didn't figure he was under a red sun. He was just trying to bite a bad man. He had no idea that the arrow would do him any harm at all.
Crypto! I thought I had her on the fridge pillow. Couldn't go on. Oh well.
Arrows?
those swords and arrows.
Do you think she has any idea of the cost of this equipment? By soul, I pray that there's a point in my body.
Don't you even know who I am? I'm Supergirl. You think I give a about swords and arrows?
I was not as uninitiated to battles as you might assume, due to my youth and my gentle reputation of my gender. There were thieves and robbers on the plain, and I saw them scrap up mightily with a dear father and brothers. I've seen many a time when two men were convinced only one of them would emerge from their baneful conflagration. But until that day, I never saw anyone so unafraid of death that they understood in their heart and belly a simple and perfect truth. There was no one alive stronger than they. Which is why it did not surprise me when Krem ran. Any man would have. Though she was torn with pain, I think Supergirl would have followed if Crypto hadn't let out that whine. She could not leave him alone. I myself tried to stop the cretin. Clapped! I am sorry to say, I had little effect on his progress. He was staunchly determined to get into that ship. Probably just figuring to find shelter somewhere to knock his arrows and start up shooting again. not knowing that the great machine was already started. And that Krem of the Yellow Hills, killer of men, women, and dogs, was about to escape my clutches and flee into the stars.
Chapter 1. We will
That
see
was really
y'all
good.
come chapter 2. Stay tuned.